I'm back from Europe, and I can't wait to tell you all about my trip.
I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
It just came out! Look at that!
I love it! And we're back for another exciting episode of After Hours with the Whack Pack. We are live here today, and John Romano has returned from his European vacation with Chevy Chase, and welcome back, John.
Yeah, I didn't see Chevy, though.
No?
Him in the station wagon.
Brinkley driving a Ferrari? You remember that?
What made you decide to go there, John? Is that like a resort that a lot of people go to, or what?
No, it's actually my second trip there. We have friends that moved there. Okay. So we just went and visited them, and it's cool when someone lives there, because it's a whole other. I'm not traveling like a tourist, and I hate being a tourist. So when you're actually with somebody that lives there, the tourist element diminishes. So we had a great time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. The Azores, if anybody's never been there, man, it's a 5-hour flight from Boston. It's an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, or 8 islands in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean that belong to Portugal. They are just the most beautiful. I can't even tell you how beautiful they were. I mean, just everything, the scenery, the flowers, the lakes, the mountains, the rocks, the ocean. It was just so beautiful. I'd live there in a minute.
If someone was
I never saw her.
I was Christy Brinkley in the Ferrari.
As a tourist, though, it'd probably be a pretty expensive trip then, huh?
It depends. I mean, you can stay in a $100 a night hotel or a $500 a night hotel. It just depends on how you plan the trip. We did a lot of stuff because our friends were there. So we rented motorcycles and we rented scooters. We went all over the place with those things. That was a lot of fun. And food was amazing. Not so much in the Azores, but in Portugal, the food's incredible. And
it is?
Oh my God, it's insane. It's just amazing. And we never had a bad meal from a little shack on the side of the road to a 5-star restaurant. We never had a bad meal. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Incredible. Yeah.
Spain, I went to Spain a lot. Spain doesn't really have good food, as far as, at least the food I ate there wasn't that good,
That's funny. I think all over Europe the food is good. I mean, it's just everywhere I've been, the food's amazing.
You know what the problem is, John, with Europe? The problem is that we're used to very high quality ingredients here at the US. Like, we're used to big portions, first of all. We're used to, when we order chicken, we get like 3 chicken breasts, It's trimmed. There's no work involved. It's like everything is a filet mignon is huge. I just feel like the quality of the meats and stuff like that in Europe are just not as good, and the portions are smaller. And so as Americans, we're just not used to that. So when we go there, we're let down by it, I think. And probably the reason why everything's so big here is because they probably pump it full of drugs and steroids and antibiotics and everything like that.
It's funny you say that, because
in Europe,
there's food additives that are illegal in all throughout Europe that we have in our food supply here.
Right.
So I think the quality of food there is much higher than it is here. You're right about the portions, and the size of everything is much bigger here in America, but I think food quality, taste, presentation, freshness, all of that is way superior in Europe. Way superior.
Yeah, I have family in Paris. I have an uncle and cousin, and my aunt used to be there. But yeah, everything was just really small. And then every time I'd go to London, the food was never good. No matter where I ate, even
terrible food.
Everybody says that.
Gosh, London, the food is awful there. Even from the grocery store, the food just tastes weird.
Everybody says
So
that. It's so funny.
Yeah. So I finally booked a vacation. I haven't had one, gosh, like 5 years because of probation. So I got to finally going on a cruise. Cruises are my favorite because I'm not a person that likes to stay at resorts. I get bored just like on the beach, just, so I like being on a cruise on the ocean and then, going, it's like, we have like 3 stops and then, they got comedy shows. It's just crazy. You guys, cruises or no?
I'm not a big cruise guy. I went on one, like a Carnival cruise one time by myself.
Oh, those are the worst. You get Carnival, yeah.
I had a terrible time, and not because I was by myself, just because it was just you were like cattle. There were so many people, it was ridiculous.
You got to go on Royal.
Although I did go on a cruise on this line called Windstar, and that's like a sailing boat, like a 3-mast schooner.
Right.
There's 75 staterooms. Is a small number of people. There's a lot of staff to take care of you. It's pretty expensive, but I thought it was worth it. That was a great trip.
The newer ships like Harmony of the Sea, Allure of the Sea on Royal Caribbean, that's why I got married on Allure of the Sea. They've got a Central Park on there where it's just like Central Park. They've got it's crazy. They got zip lining. I couldn't do the zip line because the weight cap I think was like 240. That zip lines across the whole cruise ship. It's amazing. The ships now that are just so beautiful. And it's nice because, Galveston, they moved a couple nice ships here. So it's a 4-hour drive to Galveston from Dallas. And then it goes out of there. And then, it goes different places, Belize, Honduras, Cancun. And so those are my
when I lived in Fort Lauderdale, we used to, the cruise ships used to come into the channel right at the end of the beach. So you could just walk out to the end of the beach, these giant ships that were like 20 feet away from you. It was incredible. And some of those
that's why out of my wedding. But yeah, I've been doing cruises probably every year since I was a kid with my family.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I love them.
That's a lot of cruising.
Yeah.
I like being on land, to be honest with you. I like, renting cars and bikes and traveling around and looking around, and I don't like to stay at the resort. I don't like all inclusive places. I like to get out and see shit,
Yeah, if you look up cruise like accidents, there's so many crazy things because it's on, when you're cruising, you're on like water, so it's not considered. You're kind of considered like nowhere. So there's disappearances all the time, like single girls. It's scary if you actually look up like cruise disappearances and accidents. There's so many. Yeah, there is. They don't rarely get solved. You've got a lot of the crew that will, rape and kill people and just throw them over, and it's scary to go there, by yourself as a woman. People get so plastered. You get your all you can drink, card, and you for the week or however long the cruise is, and people are just hammered 24/7, and they don't even know what's going on. So it's.
I don't think most cruises are like that, but I think that there is the possibility of having some deranged people on these cruises for sure.
Yeah,
stuff
sure.
Like I wouldn't say the majority of people are getting raped on cruises.
No,
not the majority. But no, what Armin's saying is true, man. People disappear. There was that one famous one they never solved. The fucking guy fell out. They said he fell out the window. They found blood on the awning, and then they couldn't find him. And then the girl disappeared, and it was like, holy shit.
Well, then a lot of people get drunk and they jump off of it too, not knowing that as soon as you jump off, you're going to go.
You ever get raped on a cruise ship?
I wish. I've been on a rowboat once.
You got raped on a rowboat?
Yeah, I made my girlfriend row the boat. I can't go on no fucking cruise, bro. I first of all would never last out there. That shit, I'd be on a Titanic. If you guys were ever on a cruise and you saw me on there, get the fuck off right away because that shit's sinking.
Well, you don't even know you're on a cruise. Those big ones you can't even tell.
Yeah, you don't even know.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I would know. But
the only thing I really liked about the Carnival cruise I went on is I splurged on the room, and I had a balcony, a full-on balcony outside. That I could get with a chair, lounge and everything. I spent every minute out there, especially at night. It was
Nice.
gorgeous. And, like, the stars go right down to the horizon.
I got to ask you, what made you go on a cruise yourself?
I go on a lot of trips by myself.
Since when? I know you.
Before, I mean,
years.
not when I was married or when I was single. I would go all the time by myself because it's the adventure. Yeah, I would always meet people on those.
As long as I know you, I've never seen you take a vacation by yourself ever.
Well, that's probably because every
20
since
years
you've known me, I've been when I lived in Florida and I was single, I went on trips by myself all the time. When I went the first time when I lived in New York, originally, I went by myself. Cali, I went by myself. I've gone probably on 6 or 7 trips by myself.
Did you ever go yourself on one of those? Like, God damn it, what are we doing here? I don't fucking know. This was your idea. Fuck you.
I'll tell you.
I like the cruises because every day
I'm going
you
to the
get
Olympia
to
by
stop
myself
vacation.
this year. So I mean, I got to go by myself a lot.
Yeah, but you're going to be with us there. You're not alone.
Well, I'm going alone.
I just let you eat whenever you want to. Like, I have a gym on there. Like, Royal Caribbean has a really nice gym. And every time I go on a cruise, I gain like 10 good pounds because you're eating, whenever you want. You got the gym on there. That's the only time I can sleep when I'm on a cruise. Like it's just, so it's a nice little break.
Dude, when my kids were younger, they went on a cruise with my ex-wife, right? And they're fucking, because they're Valentino, so they were fucked too, because it was like they had to reroute the cruise because they could see like this hurricane or tornado, whatever the fuck. Shit. I'm like, dude, you're Valentinos. What do you want? What could I tell you?
They rerouted the cruise ship?
What's that?
They rerouted the cruise ship?
They rerouted. My kids have pictures. I got to see if I can get one. I'll send it to you. Where you could actually see the thing, like way in the distance. And the cruise ship was like, oh, fuck. They had to reroute it.
Yeah, it happened to my mom today. My mom is on a cruise right now with my sister.
Really?
They're in Europe. And they were supposed to land in Dublin last night, and there was a storm, and they had to redirect them somewhere. I forgot where they are now.
Wow.
By yourself?
Yeah, no, they redirect those things all the time to stay out
of
the way.
It happens. Like you're supposed to go to a stop, and if there's like really bad weather, sometimes you just have to miss that destination and reroute and go on to the next one. But out of all the years, I've only been on one where it got a little scary. It was on our wedding cruise. I think like the 6th day, it got choppy, and that was the first time. I mean, I've probably been in over 20. 30 cruises, and then that was the first time that it was actually scary. Like the boat was just kind of like, and they canceled everything. You had to stay in your room, and it was a little scary. But
I used to go cruising prostitutes when they were around the fucking remember?
Yeah, I know you're still doing it.
Different kind of cruising.
I gotta ask the guys in the peanut gallery. Does Gregg's microphone, is it ruining like the audio quality of this show? Like, is every time you talk, do we get like suppressed? I need to know because otherwise, I'm gonna take donations for someone to buy you a microphone because that's the case.
Instead of oppressed, I think they're depressed. No, I'm on a computer though. Whatever.
I know, but I think the audio is fine. Okay, good. Thank you. You're fine.
It sounds like he's in a big coffee can.
I'm gonna go on a vacation with myself too. I'm gonna meet myself on the vacation. I'm gonna be like, you're really hot. You think so? Let's go to bed. Holy shit. Oh my God.
This is the truth though. So I've gone so many places where like a promoter brought me in to do a seminar and I stayed 2 days and I got spoiled doing this because what happens is when you go on like to a trip where the people in this foreign country, when we went to Macau and China, it's like you have a tour guide. Right. And it's like they take you to all the great spots. Like he took us to Hong Kong. He took us around Macau. When I went there, I went to Australia, the same thing. My friend Chris, he took me all around. So I can't go on a vacation because even when I went to Aruba, same thing. I did a seminar for 1 day, and then the rest of the time I was there, compliments of the person who brought me in. It's like I don't know how to do my own vacation. I only know how to do a vacation.
That's definitely true, Dave. That's
someone else there who's going to set up the whole thing for me. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but it's
absolutely. Because I mean,
totally. Because I hate being a tourist.
Yes, me too. That's what I hate, John. I hate it. Yeah.
I would just post when I would travel somewhere, whether it be out of the country, like, "Hey, I'm going to be here," and someone would message you that knew you from, the magazines back in the day or whatever, and they would be like, "Yeah, I can show you around." So I understand. And then I've been on trips where it's like, You just kind of have to figure out what you do. You're wasting money. You go eat bad.
Right.
Well, I totally get that too.
Right. When I would go to Brazil, my friend Carlos Godoy, may he rest in peace, not with us anymore, but he'd meet me and he'd be like chauffeuring me all over the place. And we had a great time because he knew every place to go there because he lived there. So it's tough to go on a vacation after that. Like, I don't want to go any place. It's like, I don't, if I don't know someone where I'm going, I don't want to even go anymore, you know?
It's like you get spoiled, especially like the Mr. Olympia tour or the Arnold. I remember, being flown out there every year and then, having to go and like pay for all that, just a little
right. John.
No, I learned my lesson this trip is that from now on, I'm telling people ahead of time that I'm going because I got back from the Azores. You got to remember, the Azores is a rock in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It's not like fucking Paris, okay? I had 3 people tell me, "Oh man, I wish I'd known you were coming. I live there, or I'm from there."
You see, you blew it. You blew it, John. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? On a fucking rock in the middle of the ocean, I got three people that would have, hooked me up. So from now on, I'm broadcasting where I'm going.
I hear Larry's going to Mexico for a vacation. Is that true, Larry?
No, not anytime soon. Actually, I like the cruises because it's not like you have to get on an airplane and travel. You just get off the boat, you can explore a new place, see what it's about, and then get right back on the boat. So it's just
airplanes will be involved if you miss the boat.
Yeah.
Greg, you got to go try it once, dude. You got to at least before you die, go try a cruise, man.
I'm scared.
I would have to agree with Armin on that one, but
you're missing out. You
got to splurge though. You can't go on the cheap. You got to splurge because
maybe we know.
You got to remember.
Why don't we have an RX cruise? We get to fucking everybody.
I was just gonna say, you took the words out of my mouth, Greg.
We should have an RX.
We can get a rowboat, put a sail up, and put us all on.
We should ask Michelle, Prater down in Alabama if she could do her show on a cruise boat next year.
That would be a great idea. Remember when Bill Phillips did that? He had the metrics cruise, not the EAS cruise, and he had seminars. It was pretty. Did you go? I went one year. It was really cool.
Oh, you went one year? I didn't. I didn't go.
No, it was. There was not 1 minute of the day that was available. I mean, it was. He had stuff all the time. It was great.
Right. Yeah, I ran a cruise one year with this guy up in New York who was kind of a shyster. Unfortunately, my friend Paul and I ran it with him. He kind of screwed us, but I got Connolly to come on the boat, and he gave like the seminar on the boat. It was really good, but and I had a lot of fun actually. It just wasn't orchestrated properly. Because this guy was kind of pocketing money, but if it would have been done right, it could be good. We probably could run an RX Muscle cruise, and I bet you a lot of people would probably come on it too. And we could do it right out of Florida, since a lot of
out of Florida. Just go to the Caribbean and back.
Right.
Quick,
and we can get
5 days. Some scary people though.
Yeah. Who can we get to like speak on the boat? Like we got to get like some interesting speakers like on here.
Well, between all of us, I'm sure we could fill that bill pretty easily.
Well, you don't want Lee Priest to be speaking if he's had a few drinks in him.
No, especially if he's having drinks. We want Lee, but we should have like a beach body contest, because we got the pool right there, and we can do that, and then have nutrition seminar, training seminar. We got the gym. You really could, Phil. I mean, I'm telling you, Bill Phillips had that boat full. It was like. There wasn't, like I said, not a minute to spare.
It's funny because they have all that. They have nutrition classes and personal trainers on there. Usually the guys are European, and people will get personal training on a cruise. I'm like, that's kind of weird. You're going on a vacation and paying for personal training on a cruise. It's a little odd. But the gyms are nice, especially on Royal Caribbean. It's a full nice gym.
Armand, Wolfgang Applejacks Lawrence wants to know if you ever have gone on a hedonism cruise.
No, I've been invited to some weird ass cruises. I mean, one of my gay buddies that used to own a laser salon and all that. He used to ask me to go on gay cruises and stuff like that, and I'm like, I'm like, dude, this is like a huge orgy. This is like, I would jump off the ship. Like,
gay orgy. That's the only problem.
I went on it. I went to a hedonism resort, not a cruise, but I went to the resort. I forgot what island it was on, Martinique or I don't remember, but it was a long, long time ago. But man, that was when hedonism was second. There was one that came out first that was like an all adult, resort. I forgot the name of it, but hedonism was pretty cool. I actually, that was another alone trip, and I'm glad I went alone because that would have been like bringing sand to the beach. I'm telling you, that was awesome.
Isn't that where guys walk around with cock rings and chicks are walking around with their fucking, naked and everything like that?
Yeah.
It wasn't quite like that, but it was pretty close. It was a good, Greg, you would have liked it.
I thought I would go, but I don't know about a boat. The thing is that when I was younger,
it's not a boat; it's a resort. It's on an island.
But if they were talking about hedonism boat, but the thing is, when I was younger, right, I used to go fishing out in the ocean all the time, me and my friend, and we were on a boat, the Klondike, and I'm actually friends with the owner of that now. But you remember the Klondike boat used to go out off Sheepshead Bay in Brooklyn, and I'd be out there fishing. We went out in the middle of January, and it was the worst day. And the fucking waves were like 10 feet, and the fucking boat was like rocking, and everybody, the first mate was puking, everybody was puking. Me and my friend were the only ones not puking. The fucking bait would freeze outside. It was so cold. But ever since then, I went on a fucking Life Fitness cruise on a Circle Line in New York City, and I was getting like fucking nauseous, and the water was like glass.
Greg, you're comparing the Circle Line to the Statue of Liberty to a cruise ship? Are you kidding me?
I was on a Circle Line in July.
It's nothing alike, Greg.
No, I'm saying, but I was
Circle Line.
The Circle Line.
He went to Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty. He's comparing it to going on a cruise ship.
You missed the point of saying with that. It was July. It was the water was like it was.
He's like, I went on the Staten Island ferry and I got sick.
What wasn't there an I Love Lucy based on that they were going on a cruise and she wanted to test out the seasick medication, right? And they're on the Circle Line or the Staten Island ferry or something, and they fell asleep, and they're like all day long on the Circle Line. They circled Manhattan 47 times.
I also did a photo shoot for Men's Fitness magazine, and it was on the Frying Pan. You know the Frying Pan? It's a boat, right? It's off the, it's on the dock in Manhattan. And it's where they have like all parties. It's this old tugboat that fucking sunk, and now they made it into like a club. And it was like December, and I was getting we didn't even leave. We were docked. And I did the photo shoot, and I was getting nauseous on a photo shoot, and it was docked. So I don't know what the fuck happened to me. But when I was younger, I could go on those boats. They'd be up and down like this. I'm the only one, me and my friend, the only ones not getting sick.
You know what though, Greg? I have a theory. Since you've gotten your first of all, I don't know if anyone knows Greg had his gallbladder removed, but since you've had your gallbladder removed,
you go to Europe for a few days and the whole fucking world changes.
You might not get seasick anymore now that you don't have a gallbladder.
Are you serious?
I've been seeing more shark bites lately. You guys been seeing that? Like more reports of like shallow shark bites and
in Florida.
Yeah,
that's scary, man.
Yep, orcas.
The ocean's scary.
Yeah, they found orcas in Florida. That's just weird. Yeah.
And they're eating people like left and right.
Yeah.
I don't know about left and right, but
they're eating.
I watch all that stuff all the time too. That lions, bears, and shit. You know what I mean? It's fucked up.
I'm glad whoever that was piped in. It was Jamaica. It was Negril Beach. That's
Negril.
Fuck, I want to go back there. That was a great trip.
Australia, you go down there where Lee is. That's where sharks, the irukandji, the little box jellyfish is this big, the size of your thumbnail, and that fucking thing will see it. Huh?
So if we organize a fitness cruise, Greg, would you go on it?
I don't know. I'd have to. I'm scared. I would go.
Greg wouldn't go. He'd make up some excuse.
You even understand what a catastrophe that would be, Greg getting ready for a cruise. The anxiety would start 2 weeks out. All right. He would be wondering which pair of sunglasses to bring. He would be trying to pack. It would be a disaster.
Oh my God, bro! I'd have to walk around. I'd have to walk around with a giant diaper. Wouldn't that be funny?
He'd have to bring 2 extra rolls of toilet paper.
Wear a giant diaper.
John, you know what would happen? We would be on the cruise ship. Everyone would be in bathing suits, and he'd be walking around with those dark sunglasses, pants, and a black shirt.
Right,
you know?
and socks and high tops.
Oh my God, you're right though. You're right.
Yeah,
And
he made fun of me for wearing flip flops
Get
in fucking Alabama, where it was 107 degrees. He goes, "Who wears shoes like that?" Yeah, who wears shoes like that when it's 107 degrees? You got fucking socks and shoes on.
Why do you do that, Greg? Why do you dress up so much like that? Like,
I don't. Anyways, I was
cover up so much.
He's just always in the same type of clothing. That's all, That's it.
But John had Taliban fucking.
I had flip flops on. I had fucking flip flops. Everybody else wears.
Taliban friggin'.
John, we're going about this the wrong way. You don't ask Greg anything. You go to Lucia, his girlfriend, and you invite her on the cruise.
Right.
And then when she accepts, he has to go because he can't stay home alone.
Well,
right,
invite her and say, by the way, you can bring Greg if you want to.
Yes, exactly.
But she can't swim, so we both be fine.
My wife can't
either. You're on a boat.
But if that boat's even like moving a little bit,
if it sinks, we're all dead. We're not. No one's surviving. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'd be like, call a fucking helicopter, get me off this fucking thing.
How far is Fort Lauderdale from you, Dave?
2.5 hours across the state.
The other coast.
Yeah, we would leave out of Fort Lauderdale or Miami, probably, right?
Yep.
Fort Lauderdale is a little smoother than Miami, and then Miami, you got a lot, more of a South American kind of crowd. I've always liked leaving out of Fort Lauderdale better. Miami's good. I think
I didn't know you were such a cruise expert.
I didn't know either.
We should have Armand investigate this.
Now, here's something Armand might know, because my mom's a cruiser. She went on this Italian line. I think it was CMC or CMT or something like that. And she went one year, said it was beautiful. It was a beautiful boat. It's an Italian line, great food, great decor, great drinks, great everything. The next year she went, when she made her arrangements, because she was a previous, a repeat customer, they sent her this voucher for what they called the ship within a ship. So they actually had this private section. They had their own pool, their own restaurants, their own club, their own everything was separate from all the rest of the ship. They could go anywhere else in the ship they wanted to, but everybody else could not go where they were. So it was this private section. And from what my mom told me, it was a game changer. It was made the whole trip completely different and much better.
Sounds like
I would try doing that.
They're all steerage. It sounds like the Titanic. Dude, you ever watch Armand? You ever watch the videos where like they have savages on the cruise where they're all fucking fist fighting, and like when you see in casinos, the chicks are pulling weave off their head, their fist, like big fat black chicks are punching each other in the face, and then
I got a fight on a cruise before. Like I didn't start it at all. I was trying to avoid it at all costs, and it was with these I think Puerto Rican guys. I was like literally just minding my own business. They were literally just kept saying just the most disrespectful things to me, like, and they were drunk, and so I was like just trying to ignore them. And it got so bad, it was like 30 minutes we were hanging out there, and then I eventually got into it with it, and then I hit the guy, I punched him, but
did you throw him off the boat?
No, but they have security on the boat, so if you get in trouble, they have on the bottom they have like a jail cells like for people on the cruise. But they did like a little investigation, and everybody around was like, no, these guys were literally like trying to pick a fight with this guy. They kept just saying like steroids, just saying really just nasty stuff. And so they talked to everybody, and then they got in some sort of trouble and were, couldn't go to the main deck anymore or something. But
Armand has got the worst luck, John, when it comes to like shit like that. I don't know why people pick on you. You're not a small guy. You're a big guy. You mind your own business.
It doesn't happen often. It was just that was like one time. No, but
Armand, you have problems all the time. You're always getting in problems.
Anybody who fucks with Armand deserves what they get. I'm telling you.
It's just amazing that it happens. He has all these crazy weird things happen to him all the time, and he doesn't talk to anyone. he's so to himself. That's the funny thing.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like that since I've been in elementary. Just it's always.
You
kind of
must
been
have
that.
a face that annoys people or something like that. That's the only thing I can think of, because and maybe they're jealous of you. I don't know what it is, but people like to start trouble with you for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Larry, you
Weird.
ever go on a cruise?
Yeah, I went on a Caribbean cruise, and I used to go with actually the company that I worked with a group of, was a whole group of people, a few hundred actually. And there was a bunch of guys, and every time we went on a company trip, they'd always get into trouble. They'd get into fights with somebody, and they'd always keep calling me to try to bail them out of their shit. Every single time. I remember we were in Hawaii, and they said they had a problem with the Samoans on the beach, and they wanted me to go get involved to back them up. I said, I hope the Samoans kick your ass.
The last person
Because I
you
knew
want to
these
get
guys,
into a fight with is a
they get
Samoan.
drunk and they start shit with everybody.
Wow.
Larry should bring his dog on the trip. Imagine. Maybe knocking on the door to hear the snoring. It's not Larry, it's the dog.
Well, it could be a Samoan.
Dude, yeah, that's great. You know, it's too much alcohol. That's what it. You ever go
Yeah.
to a football game?
Yeah, I mean, they're totally all drunk, and some people are. Most people are just all friendly on the cruises, but you got that group it was a younger group, and I never really had instances like that where they're get people try to pick fights with me ever.
I got an idea, guys. Here, I just found it. I think what we should do is go on a whodunit murder mystery cruise.
Oh God.
And it's like someone gets murdered on the boat, not for real. Then you have to solve the mystery. All of us could we could be like the Scooby-Doo crew, that solves mysteries.
Dave, you're too bubblegum.
That might be fun.
You ever
It
hear
would
of
be so
escape?
hard to plan.
What happens on a murder mystery?
Every one of us could go probably.
You ever hear of escape room?
Yeah, I've done those before.
Those are cool.
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
be fun on a boat.
Yeah,
How
I'm
about
not good at those. At
Well,
all.
hold on. we got everyone to Alabama. That set the precedent that we could actually be done. So
Yes.
Right.
we could actually do it. We pulled it off.
We actually
Yeah.
got 6 of us to actually show up in one
Right.
place at one time.
Well, we
separately.
got the hardest people to show up because, like Armin, you and Larry are easy, but like
Easy.
Greg, Jimmy, those are like hard guests,
Georgie. Mr. G has to
George.
drive wherever we go. So I don't know how he's going to drive to the ship, on the ship.
Well, Johnny lives right there. He's 10 minutes away
Yeah, but
from the
would,
ship.
but would he get on a ship without a car? is
Yeah,
the
oh yeah.
question.
George would do anything. You kidding me? Come on.
on a boat
He
that
won't
does,
get on an airplane.
couldn't we do it?
Jimmy
I
and
can make it
Greg,
happen.
Greg are the hard gets. You know that.
Yeah. And
Lee coming from Australia is easier than them.
Yep. All
So,
right.
Leave it.
RX Muscle Cruise. Who wants to go?
2025. We got to figure it out.
RX
When's the best
Muscle
time to cruise?
25.
When's the best time to go on a cruise?
I
When
like.
Depends on where you go.
Yeah.
I'm saying if we leave out of Florida, you don't want to go during hurricane season.
No,
Yeah.
probably
Well, that was
springtime.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I've been all different times. So I mean, from Florida. I've only been out of Florida, and my dad goes on the European ones all the time. I just haven't been to one with him.
We can't even get Greg out of his house. We're not going to get him to Europe.
No. My dad actually likes the ones here a lot better than the European ones. The European ones are cool. He said to go, every once in a while, but he likes, just going out of here, going out of Galveston, but you can't go to Carnival out of Galveston. You get some pretty. Try to be nice. Pretty hillbilly kind of people out of.
I think
there.
John Mancini's got it. I think the keynote speaker should be the Tua Girl on our cruise, John.
Yeah.
Dave,
It'll be a short speech. All she has to go talk to her, and that's it. The speech is over.
She's been on every show now. She's been on all these talk shows and night shows. It's crazy.
She's cleaning up. Are you kidding me? She's doing exactly what she should be doing. She is cashing in because it's only going to last for 15 minutes, and she knows it.
She's an innocent girl, a bunch of horny motherfuckers, because she said hop to an
innocent, Greg. Is she innocent girl?
No,
What makes
if
her
you went on a
innocent?
cruise with the hot Tua girl, you would be like her best friend. You and your girlfriend would be calling her up every fucking day for the next 20 years after that.
Yeah, I think she's a nice kid. I think she's all right. You know what it
I
is?
thought you hated her, Greg.
Huh?
I thought
No.
you hated
I
her.
hate what they did to her. I hate the fact that you could take somebody that said, I got a hot Tua on that thing. And then all of a sudden, all these horny guys, oh my God, half high. You know what I mean? Because they don't get fucking late. But she's a good kid. I watch interviews with her all the time. She said on Bill Maher, and she said, listen, my manager hooked us up. I have no idea who you even are.
I didn't see
maybe
the most.
You gotta look them up.
Most people I know
Maybe she
didn't
could
look
fight
at it like
your
as a-
daughter. Doesn't your daughter fight, Greg?
What happened?
She could fight your daughter. Does your daughter do MMA?
That girl can't fight. Who's that guy? Is that
Tua girl.
no? Is that Andrew Tate? Oh, it is Andrew Tate.
Where?
No,
It's not
That wasn't Andrew Tate. That was just
no, that's not Andrew Tate. Bro, he can't come over here.
Oh, I didn't know. I couldn't see who the. I can't see who the.
No,
fuck
he's
is.
stuck in Romania. He can't come over here.
The shirts are actually kind of cool. The Hawk Tua shirt that the guy's wearing.
Yeah, but I'm glad. Listen, that girl. I watch interviews with her. She's just like some poor girl that got taken out of fucking. You know what I mean? Like she got plucked out of the ocean. She won the lottery with that fucking just going Hawk Tua. You see this guy? They interviewed her, right? I saw this interview. They're giving her a Porsche. Somebody's giving her a Porsche. You know what she said? I don't want a Porsche. I'm going to turn it in, get the money for. I'm just going to buy like an SUV. That's what she said.
do the
She
same
wants
thing.
to donate the rest of the money to her
Yes, that's
foundation.
exactly what she said. She has a charity. She started a charity. I'm glad that she's fucking. I just think though that the reason for it's fucked up. It's not because of talent or anything. It's because a bunch of horny motherfuckers.
I don't think people are looking at it as a horny thing. It's kind of just like a funny thing. I don't see it like as a. I don't know any guys that look at it like, oh, that turns me on so much. But I'm sure people do. But most of it's just like a humor thing.
But I think I don't know. But
you get probably get both ways.
I don't find it that funny. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm happy for her. She won the lottery just by going Hawk Tua. Imagine the girl that was with her that was standing there with her going when she
They
said
got Hawk Tua right in Venice Beach here.
She's got nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I would be upset if that was like my daughter or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, she gets caught out of a bar and someone, I'd be upset if that was my daughter or someone like that. She's drunk. You getting caught out of a bar just in the interview. They do that all the time. Catch people outside bars and.
Yeah, but not if it was going to make that girl's making millions now. You'd be like, yeah. I mean, fuck. I would have said Hawk Tua on that thing for Christ's sake. For that amount.
No one wants to hear you say it. That's the only difference.
He would have actually done the Hawk Tua on that thing for
the right amount of money. I would.
No one wants to hear Greg say it.
I have no
problem.
You know what that poor girl's problem is going to be? It probably already is. Every guy she fucks, all right, is going to expect Hawk Tua, all right? And if he doesn't get it, all right, the date's over. So, that poor girl has got a fucking stigma to carry around with her the rest of her life. It's every time she gives a dude a blowjob, she's got to spit on that thing. I mean, she's got to spit on that thing.
With fame and money comes all that other junk,
Look at that other girl. She made not a fucking penny. She's probably like, motherfucker, I wish you would have asked me.
That friend's upset because she was about to talk. Remember,
I knew we were soulmates. Brianna Chicken Fry, I'm calling you out right now. She does not put lotion on her body after the shower. Sick.
What?
Only her legs when they're showing. So when you did her interview, she lubed up. I don't trust people that don't put lotion on after they shower. You got to wash your legs and use lotion.
Put it on your elbows, too.
I don't want your skin cells floating over at me every time you.
That sent chills down my spine. Sometimes I'll forget. If I have on silk jammy pants or something or my nightgown, I'm putting on some lotion. Look at this bohemian glow on these kneecaps.
She's 54 years old.
I mean, I don't want to be ashy like if you just shave your legs or something and you put on like your silk jammy pants. I want my legs to feel nice in my silk.
You like that?
Well, what's funny? I don't get it.
It's not funny. That's who she is. She's like very common.
I watched her saying, "Oh, my grandma's not going to be able to let me tell you, listen."
Would you let her move into your house? Do you have an extra room for her?
Are you kidding me? As long as can she give me some of that scuttle? Yeah, she can move.
You're going to charge her rent?
She probably mow the grass for you.
Give it to her for free. I mean, it's I don't need the hot two. I get the hot.
You said she's a nice girl. Why would you give her a place to live?
I get my dick sucked almost every day, Lucia.
I'm not telling you. We didn't say she's going to suck your dick. We said that I asked you, would you give her a a room to live in if she needed it?
I got a big heart. I'd let her fucking.
Yeah, I know you would.
I would.
She could cut the grass for you.
No, I got a Mexican for that. She'll never be able to. She's white. She'll never be able to cut the grass as good as mine. And you know what's funny? We're gonna cut the grass right after this show. How about that? Me and my girl.
You cut the grass?
Well, I help her. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you do? Empty the.
Yeah. What actually you do?
The grass thing?
I got an acre.
What do you do to help?
She'll fucking hit the weed whacker and all that shit. Again.
So you do. She mows the lawn and you actually whack the weeds.
No,
he whacks. He whacks while she mows.
And helps me mow the lawn. And then I mow the lawn. We both mow the lawn. We're the two momos out there.
Do you have a self-propelled mower, or do you have push it yourself?
No, I got self-propelled, bro. I live on just an acre of property, fucking hills and fucking rocks and all those statues that gotta go around that shit. Forget about it.
You actually spent money on a lawnmower, a self-propelled lawnmower? I can't believe it.
2 lawnmowers. We got them out of the junk. Fix them up. Now they work.
Someone had it at the curb, John, for sure. And Lucia probably fixed it.
Dave, if I was on my phone, I'll take you outside right now and show you. I have like 100 fucking what is the weed whackers? They're all like gas powered. I got like 100 of them. My girlfriend sells
his poor neighbor, John. His neighbors must hate him so bad with the Sanford son. It's like,
can you imagine him weed whacking around all those statues?
You do garage sales, Greg? Do you have garage sales ever?
No, we don't do garage sales. I should, but you asked me a couple weeks ago, what do you do with it? That's what we do. We sell this shit all day. I got people constantly coming over or fixing shit. That's what we do.
Your neighbors must hate you. Oh my God.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure. I'm like the fuck.
They probably called Fred Sanford, John.
John, you know what's
Fred Sanford and Lamont over there.
Elizabeth, I'm coming to see it. Listen, you know what's funny? Do you know that Fred Sanford? I think he was only in his 50s when he filmed that shit. He looked like an old man. John and I, and Larry, I think too, right? We're all older than Fred Sanford was when he filmed that show. And he looked like an old man.
I saw a great reel on interview on Instagram, and it was with Pat Morita. Remember the guy who played in the Karate Kid?
Mr. Marachi.
And he was Arnold in Happy Days.
Yeah.
Mr. 85. No, wait, that's right.
Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi.
Right.
Yeah.
Most people know him as Miyagi. He was telling
you guys
story.
watch that show Cobra Kai? I started watching that series.
I saw it. Yeah, it's great. It's great. But let me finish my story. So Pat Morita was being interviewed, and he was saying when he first started getting into acting, him and his wife wanted to buy this house or something. I don't know what they wanted to buy. It was something, and they needed $3,500, and he had no money. And he was friends with Red Fox, who played, Fred Sanford in Sanford and Son. And Red Fox said to him, what's the problem? The Pat, I don't know. You look depressed. You're never depressed. The guy, I need $3,500, for this thing. I'm going to lose this. It's a great house and whatever, and some business he wanted to invest in or something like that. And so he goes, I'll help you out. And he yells to his assistant, get me my checkbook. And he writes a check, $3,500. He's like, listen, before I give you this check, I don't want the money back. I don't want any promises. I don't want you to, tell me you're going to pay me. I'm giving it to you. But he goes, I know you're going to be successful, kid. He goes, in Hollywood, but I want you to pay it forward. He goes, and he never asked for the money back. He gave him $3,500, no questions asked. He said, I've helped at least 3 or 4 other people, after I made it in Hollywood because of that. And he said, people didn't know how generous he was. He goes, I really wasn't anyone, and he just knew.
Very young. He must have been very young when he got there, because I'm going to tell you why. Do you guys know what the first TV show he was really known for?
Happy Days.
No.
He was Hop Singh in fucking. Remember Hop Singh in
the yellow. What's his name? The
Rosa there. What the fuck?
Green Hornet. Not
really.
Green Hornet.
No,
I didn't know he was.
Green Hornet was Bruce Lee.
That was Bruce Lee. That's right.
No, Hop Singh was Bonanza.
That's it.
He was
Hop Singh was the cook, right?
It was the cook.
Yeah, he was the cook.
And he was young back then.
Yeah.
He
Good.
was
Well,
hot.
that's a good
Trivia. You don't fuck with me with trivia. No, I'm kidding.
Trivia. It's a good trivia question.
It's a good trivia, right?
Yeah,
he
very
was
good. Because everybody would have said Happy Days.
No,
I think it is Happy Days.
No, Hop Sing is not Happy Days. Hop Sing is fucking Bonanza. He was in Bonanza. He was the first.
Greg is right.
That's from the 60s and shit.
I used to watch Bonanza all the time. I thought Hoss was so cool.
Hoss was
he was a stand-up comedian. I didn't even know that. Did you?
Hoss was?
No. Do you know what's funny? Do you know the guy from the movie But Did You Die? That fucking guy's a doctor. Did you know that? He's a medical doctor.
Who is?
Is he really?
From Hangover. The Hangover.
Yeah, the Asian guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the fucking medical doctor. You know that? Google
I knew
it,
that.
medical doctor. But did you die? You know? Remember he jumps off
when he jumped, the guy that jumps out of the trunk and all that.
Hey, do you remember he jumps off
how
the building?
How did he become an actor if he was a doctor?
He's snorting cocaine. He jumps off the building and he goes,
right, but how did he get him in the movie?
He jumps off the building. Remember that shit? With the hang glider in a Hangover like
I know, but how did he get in the movie if he's a doctor?
He said medical to Google it. He's a medical doctor. Now
he's just auditioning and he's funny, I guess, because he's hilarious.
Yeah, he probably you know what's funny? He probably had a fucking like a client,
like a patient. Yeah.
Right. There was a movie.
Rick Collins is a lawyer and he acts and he was the Toxic Avenger. You know?
Toxic Avenger was filmed at my gym, John.
That was before he was a lawyer, John.
Was it?
Rick Collins used to train at my gym every day. Ask him.
Rick was born a lawyer.
No. Rick went to law school, later after that.
Yeah, he was an actor first.
He wanted to be a bodybuilder and then an actor.
Toxic Avenger. He used to train there. Ask him. That's how I know Rick. I know Rick since 1984.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
born in Rick Collins was
I think all actors should go into becoming lawyers because it obviously you have to perform in the court, so that's it actually helps.
But Dave,
you did. I remember your Kia commercial, Dave. That was a big one, right? The Kia commercial. Is it a Kia one you did? You were like jogging.
I didn't do a Kia commercial.
What was the one you were jogging?
No, that wasn't. Oh, there was one where I was in with Howard Stern's wife, Beth Ostrowski. It was an XM satellite radio commercial.
Maybe you think of me.
For years.
I did 6 Nissan.
Was it Mike Lyons that got you those gigs, or you just got them on your own?
Yeah. Mike got me most of those deals. Yeah,
Okay.
He either directly or indirectly got a lot of those things from me. He would call me whenever they needed like a big bodybuilder.
But did you die?
Yeah, I remember I went and stayed with him for like a few weeks at his house, like the model's house or whatever, and then
right.
Then I found
when he had that house in Jersey. Yeah.
That was a little.
Did you meet RJ? My friend RJ, was he living there at the time?
No, it was a lot of really young models. I was 25 at the time, and the other guys were just all actually real model guys. And then they had one guy there. He was my roommate. He made it to the, I think the WWE, but he would I would have these auditions the next day, and he would every night. I mean, when I was there, my room had a 2 twin beds in it, and he would come in every single night, like with 2 girls, and be having a 3-way right there, and it'd be like 4 in the morning, and dude, this was like every night. And I would put my earphones in. One night I just flipped and I said, went nuts. And I was like, dude, I'm going to kill you. You doing this every night. I understand, a couple, maybe once a week. This is every night. You're coming home with a couple girls having 3-ways. And it was the craziest
That's pretty
thing.
good. John, it's one thing to bring a girl home every night. It's another thing if you could bring 2 girls home every night.
Yeah, Armin, I would have been more in awe of the guy and try to figure out his game, because
I wasn't
every night. I mean, I was a Mac daddy, but I wasn't that much of a daddy, man.
How do you
I didn't have the problem with girls
every night. Every night.
Like I said, that'd be too much for me. I was just I was trying to wake up and
too much. How do you even do it? I don't care if it's too much. How do you do that?
What kind of candy bar? Larry, did you just eat a one bar?
Too much work.
Yep.
It was
every night. Yeah.
Just a rice roller.
Oh, I thought it was a one bar.
I couldn't stay at the house long, and then I moved. This guy, 76 in Broadway. He like a fan. It was a huge apartment. He was grandfathered in because he was living there since I think the early 80s. And I stayed with him for like the rest of the, I think I was like 4 months I stayed up there. And, you know, these auditions are just like you go to, there's like 500 people. And
we lost.
So much for that.
It's if you don't live in New York, it's hard to do auditions and get gigs. See, I was lucky. I would just jump on the Long Island Railroad and I would be in the city in 45 minutes. And then I just jump right back on it and go back to Long Island.
I used to go on all those cattle calls in Gold's Gym. The Gold's Gym, they would put a paper on the desk. You know, they would need somebody. We all used to go, and you got rejected every single fucking time. But it was fun to go.
Dude,
Michael Hearn landed a lot of commercials like that.
He did.
You know, it's in LA, the San Fernando Valley, like there's so many people in the film industry.
Yep.
And they come from there. And I was asking somebody, you know, why do so many people in the entertainment industry, in music and in movies, they all come from the San Fernando Valley because everything's right there.
Everything's there. Yep. All the porn stars too it's the porn capital of the world. All the porn studios are out there, and there's tons of porn stars walking around the valley.
I just had an interview with a production company last week on a Zoom call, and the guy, he's a famous producer, and he actually grew up in Reseda, and he still lives in Reseda. And he's just been there. And so he's in the middle of it his whole life. And I actually grew up in Reseda. And I live about 45 minutes away from there now. So it's just, everything's there.
There was I don't know if it's still there, but there was a Barry's Deli on Ventura Boulevard.
Jerry's Deli.
And on Ventura Boulevard. I would go there often, and every time I went, there was at least 2 or 3 porn stars there eating. It was like, what the fuck? I got to call Greg.
When I went to Jerry's over there, John, all I saw was Bob Ciccarello.
Yeah, but Dave, you were going to the Jerry's over in what is it?
Marina Del Rey.
Marina Del Rey.
Yeah, no,
he's talking about North Hollywood or Studio City.
Okay. Right.
Dude,
that's the porn capital of the world.
Yep.
I used to go to Rose Cafe. Remember the Rose Cafe?
Oh yeah, my favorite muffin.
Venice Noodle Factory on like Wednesday nights. You go there, all the bodybuilders were there because it was all you can eat pasta. Venice Noodle Factory. I don't even know if that stuff's still there. I'm thinking like 81, 82, long time ago.
I don't remember the Venice Noodle Factory.
Venice Noodle Factory, and
where was it?
Cafe. The Venice Noodles Factory was, I think, off Ocean Boulevard. So it was. It's been.
You know what's amazing, Greg? I got to give you a compliment. What's amazing about Greg is that when he was younger, up until just recently, he would travel anywhere. John, he used to go into the city all the time. This guy was all over the place, and at some point in the last couple of years, he has become like a 90-year-old fucking Italian man. I don't know.
He was good looking too.
And
he had a gallbladder back then too. But I don't know what happened. Something at some point fucking snapped in his head.
I know what he became diabetic.
Wow, that's it.
That's it.
Because it's almost 300,000 miles. Did you ever see my car? That's why. Lee Priest was trying to sell my car when he was here. Him was looking at it like,
it might be an antique by now, that car, Greg. You might actually be worth something, you know?
I'm the only idiot driving around with fucking crank windows and shit. And
he still has a manual window, John. He has to roll it up.
I do. And in the back, they brought Jimmy the Bull's looking at my car, go, Greg, what the fuck kind of car is that? You know, he couldn't believe it. Meanwhile, Jimmy's got a nice Jeep and shit, you know, beautiful car. Jimmy's got a beautiful car.
Jimmy's got a beautiful car that breaks down every fucking week, once a week. You know, it breaks down.
His Jeep is nice. Jimmy's Jeep is nice. Yeah. But my fucking cars, forget about it. You don't even want to. We got to do the Hail Mary and shit. Me and my girlfriend doing a rosary while I'm driving. You know what I mean? First of all, my driving sucks. You know, I hit off every curb, forget about it. And I can't let my girlfriend drive. If my girlfriend's driving, get off the sidewalk. Because she's coming.
John, you know the old Italians that they drive in the 90s and they bang and shit.
Yeah,
right. He's like bang. He's taking kids out in the street, you know, he's hitting people.
And they got the
You remember what phone books were? Those big, thick direct.
Yeah.
He's got 2 of them on the seat, so we could sit on it. So
See, you ever seen these old people? They're like a menace to the road. You got to like jump out of the way when they're driving down the street. That's great.
Too, like you motherfucker, right? They look at, and the little Italian lady so slumped in the seat. You didn't even know that there was another person in that car till you're passing, right?
There's nothing.
You can't see over. They can't see over the dashboard. Yeah, exactly.
In certain sections in New York, that's all you see. These old Italian or old Jewish women driving these giant cars, Impalas, Cadillacs, Rivieras, big sedans, and they're like this.
Yeah, we got to get Greg like a Cadillac DeVille or one of those like 1980 or 90 DeVilles, the big ones that it's like driving a couch.
Right.
That's what you got to get, Greg.
The
you don't go
sedan
anywhere.
DeVille.
What gas do you need? Where are you going? You go to the gym,
to
the supermarket.
Yeah, you're right. That's where I go. The gym.
He's probably like my grandparents would go to Pathmark on Saturday and do their shopping, and you're probably doing the same thing already. I guarantee he goes to the supermarket on Saturday with his girlfriend.
Oh yeah, we go all the time.
I used to drive everywhere when I was younger. Now I don't like to do it anymore.
Yeah. I agree.
Look, you're in California. That's why. Who the hell wants to deal with all the traffic there?
Well, you know what the worst is, Dave? When you're fucked up is when you pull up to McDonald's and they say, "Hi, can I take your order?" And I start talking like, "Hey, Greg, you want your double burgers and all that shit?" Like,
no bun, right, Greg? No bun. You don't want any bun on that because you're diabetic.
Because he's diabetic. He has to explain
What's
that.
worse is that now McDonald's doesn't have people; it has kiosks, and the fucking kiosk knows it's Greg.
The drive No, but you go through the drive-through, they know my voice. They're like, hi, Greg. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I must be coming here too much.
Yeah.
Listen to this. This is true story. I drive, right? I'm driving. I got like a elliptical hanging out the back of my trunk. We strap it in, because we found it on the side of the road. We're driving the fucking thing's this far off the ground, right? It's almost scraping. Cops come up behind me and they see it's me and they turn off. Because when they turn me over, I start talking to them so much. They're like, dude, I got to get out of here. I'm sorry, bro. You're a nice guy. And I keep talking, you know what I mean? And they're like, holy fuck. They don't even want to pull me over anymore because they're afraid I talk their fucking ear off.
Right. All right. Well, we got to wrap up the show. I got to get moving. Guys, thank you for joining us live today. I think we have this coming weekend. I'm going to be in Pittsburgh for the IFBB, or I guess it's NBC now, North American Championships. That includes the Open, the Masters. There's a pro division there. So I will be there it's a 5-day show, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Shit. Wow.
Yeah. It's the longest show I think we have in bodybuilding now, as far as days.
Was that Mannion running that?
Jim Mannion, Gary Udit run that show in Pittsburgh at the Sheridan Station Square. I haven't been there in a while, so it's going to be fun. They got like 20 clients in the show, so it'll be a great weekend.
The guest posing at that show was awesome. You get the whole Olympia lineup.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the Pittsburgh show. This is not the Pittsburgh show. But now this weekend is going to be all just pro cards given out galore. And if anyone's in the Pittsburgh area during the show, feel free to reach out to me and we'll get some pictures and take some fun videos together. But
is Sid going?
No, I'm just going because I have all my clients in the show, so I'll be there myself. But like I said, I haven't been there in a while, so it should be fun. Isn't this Labor Day weekend, or is Labor Day next weekend?
I think it's
Labor Day. Yeah, it's this weekend, right?
Yeah, I know because there's no joke.
There you go. See, we live in such a bubble. We don't even know when the holidays are anymore. That's pretty bad.
Because every day's a holiday for us.
Yeah, that's true.
And
well, guys, have
a safe
and happy Labor Day, and we'll see you again next week. What happened to Armand? He dropped out, huh?
Bad connection.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us.
Love you guys.
Yes.